Most important things you can do to your house is not overload your kitchen receptacles. We just got a new appliance and we need to figure out where we can plug it in. So it's important to make sure that we don't overload our circuits. So we're gonna do some testing. We're gonna take our circuit screamer here, plug it into the receptacle, and try to determine how many circuits we have on our kitchen countertops. So we got it plugged in. Now for the fun part. Okay, so we know it's this circuit. As you can hear it go back on. We can turn the rest back on now. Now we need to see if the other circuits are on in the kitchen. So if this turns on, we know that it's sharing the circuit, it's off. So these are on the same circuit as this guy over here. Let's see if this is on its own circuit. Plug it in. Uh-oh, this is also the same circuit. What about this guy here? Please be on your own circuit. It's not, but it looks like our fridge is. This is the only one separate. So what this means is, keep in mind, these coffee makers pull a whole circuit by themselves. So this thing will pull like 16 amps fully. This appliance here will probably pull a whole circuit by itself. What this tells me in my own kitchen, thankfully the microwave is separate, I could very easily overload my circuits. Something with overloads is the whole time that the breaker and the wire is getting hot enough to trip the breaker, there's already being damage done to that wire. So if I turn this back on, I will likely now have power on this. Yeah, that is not good. I've got one circuit for my whole kitchen, except for this one receptacle here that my fridge is on. And the microwave is separate. So there's a real-time explanation on how to use this, why it's useful to have something like this. You can quickly identify your circuits. Keep in mind, there could be 40 amps on this wire that's only rated for 20. And the whole time, like I said before, the whole time this wire is heating up, it's doing damage to this permanently. Finally, the breaker gets hot enough, then it trips the breaker. Now, the more times you do that, the weaker the breaker gets. And then eventually, the breaker may or may not trip. So if you got an overload condition where it takes a while for your breaker to pop, maybe 2 or 3 minutes, not instantly, that would be a short circuit. If you got an overload condition, it takes a minute or 2 to trip the breaker. Keep in mind you're doing damage to your home's wiring the whole time, and likely irreversible damage. That's when, if you live in an older home, you'll likely wind up where one receptacle works but one receptacle doesn't. And that's because as the wire gets hot, these loops in this wire that goes around here, or maybe they backstabbed your plugs, which means they've just plugged them in the back here. These are known for failing. If you go in overload condition, you're guaranteed to be breaking the connections on your backstabs. So you wind up with situations where one plug over here works, but this plug doesn't. And that's almost always caused by overloading the circuit. Your vacuum can overload the circuit. You might not even know that you're overloading the circuit. Maybe the breaker never trips. You're running a vacuum and you're running something else on the same circuit that you didn't know about, and you're doing damage to your wire. You come home, half of your plugs in that one room is off, but some of them work. This is what I'm talking about, guys. Really pays to know what appliances and what things you're plugging into your different circuits. So this will definitely help you identify it very quickly by yourself. Hope this helps you out. Thanks for watching. Sub for more.